I want to speak about women who lead. I made some curious observations in the past weeks. I'm certainly moved by responses and not responses and what's going on in the world. And I want to talk about women who lead. When a few weeks ago, when we were made aware of what is going on in this time and age in regards to deep fakes and how fragile trust, especially with your most beloved one, um, is. I was deeply, deeply moved and touched because I work with couples every day. I work on the subject of conscious relating and love every day. And it is, my faith, it is my dharma, but it is, what I stand for. Um, our ability to love, to truly love, the knowing that we are all able to love, and also the understanding of the necessity that every human being has to love and to feel loved and to be loved and to belong to someone, and to belong to some system in regards to family, group, to belong. And, um, you know, when I shared my anger, my rage about what is going on in the world, and it's not that it is new, but it is that it has reached a new scale to which particularly men are abusing their wives, their partners, the people that trust them the most. That really, touched me, moved me, and I wondered what I can do, what I can offer. Because when couples come to me for the coaching, um, we have an initial intake, and I hear the love and I feel the love and I see if I can work with them. But ultimately, I have to trust that what they say and how they perform for me is um, sincere, and also that they really want to work. Both of them want to work on their relationship. And from there, it took me down to a journey to realize, well, if there's one thing that all the couples I work with, but also the couples that I observe that are truly, truly thriving, have in common, it is that the woman leads the relationship. She is not necessarily physically the strongest. She is not always on top. She is not, always having the last word. It's not. It's not in that realm. But she is fully empowered in her. She is on a journey to become her most authentic self. And in her, there is such deep wisdom about where the relationship can go, what the relationship needs. And she leads, so to say, the container of the relationship. She's like in constant conversation with the relationship and on all different levels, on the emotional realm, on the sensual and sexual realm, when it comes to which family member needs what, having it all, in one, she can feel it all at once. It's her superpower. And this is not about who is better or who is stronger. It's just something where probably Mother Nature wired it into her in a way that is just like, yeah, let's just hand that over to her. Like, she leads as a visionary leader the relationship. And so I created a program and I sent it out because I really did not want to settle for just rage when it comes to what's going on in the world. And I created She Leads. And for the first time, um, when I sent it out, it was focusing on sexuality, something that I usually don't put in the front row of my teachings. But the thing is that sexuality is the 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 greatest form of energy that we know of on planet Earth for creation, for coming into your power, but also for abuse, for really hurting someone in the most vulnerable of places. That is all in this container of sexuality. And so for me, it's very clear that the more she is understanding about sexuality and the energy, the mechanics, and, her body, the flows, the ebbs and flows, and how to be in different states of emotions, how to set boundary, how to speak about it, because most of us have not learned how to speak about it. Most of us in different cultures around this planet managed to shame it, to find the most degrading words for it. And it's almost like it's this esoteric knowledge that only a small group of people has, that actually underneath all of that shame and censorship is like one of the most elevating powers to to um, to harness and to have in this lifetime. And it goes beyond dopamine hits, and it goes beyond neediness. And so the more she knows and understands that, the more she fills out the leadership role in the relationship, and the less room there is for abuse. The more she learns how to express this realm, the better she can understand dynamics that are at play and protect not only herself, but her offsprings and also the relationship, and potentially take him along, because probably he also has not learned anything else. Um, but so I sent this out for the first time, let's say, saying something more explicit, and I received just one reply. That was very new, just one reply. And it came from a man. And he was clearly like celebrating this. He was like, yes, what a response to what's going on in the world, right? There's a lot of responses that are shaming the masculine, that are calling the masculine out to step into their power. And I think that all of that is so, so necessary. And also, we need to offer something that elevates us from there. So I'm trying to see what can I do, in addition to what is already going on. Um, I think it needs men to coach and to educate men. And I also think it needs women to uplift and educate women. Where to go with the rage, where to go with the hurt. And this is not the program where I talk about victim and survivor. That is a whole other area of trauma response. It's really an empowering program for women who can bring their partner if they want to. And it is modern couple style uplifting. But nobody replied. And I was like, what is this? It feels like it is the shadow of the feminine repeating itself again. And I have been on a journey since then, questioning and pondering, like, why does no woman say yes to it? And I'm sitting there and thinking, oh yeah, if I am completely honest, especially in my 30s, I would not have wanted to hear that. It's almost like it is an initiatory journey of the feminine, where she has all these hopes and dreams about love, and she already has to be this strong independent woman in the entire world and navigate career, finances, health, everything, protect herself at all times. She has to read the room, she has to do all of that. So there is this desire that in the relationship I don't have to lead. Like, I'm just being held, I'm just being taken care of. I don't have to think, I can switch my brain off, I am safe, I am loved, all is good. I would say, and that's what I concluded for myself. Oh, yeah, I needed to heal that story, and I needed to address potentially the father wound in that time. And it is almost as if only now I can see, oh, but actually, like, in certain moments, I got lucky, because I do have, to a certain degree, my own inner leadership. But I got until here, and it's now that I realize, look, like, women's rights are being removed. We think we are so advanced, and we realize what abusive, crazy middle, like, Stone Age things are still happening to amazing women, also to men, but I'm talking about women here. And from that place, it's like, how do we wake up women to step into their power? And today I was looking at a podcast, and it was with a male coach and a female former sex worker, now coach as well. And I just noticed that over the years, whenever I have some amazing books in my shelf that are written by former sex workers, and there is just something beyond powerful about a woman with no sexual shame. Like, if she survived the craziest of all crazy times and still manages to find joy and bliss now in the let's say second part of her life, like, these women, they will always speak their truth and they will not step back from their power. You don't have to go that path to get there, but we can learn from them. There is something liberating about leading a life that is shame-free. And I see it also in my male clients and in my friends and in men when they share. They get access to a different kind of vulnerability, safety, and also power when they know that their woman is strong in that domain, when they know that their woman can set their boundaries, can express what she wants, when he knows, like, she has got this. There will be no regrets afterwards, and she will lead me where we are able to go. There's just something that happens in men when they are with a strong, mature woman. And it's almost like when you see a man who is with that woman, it's like he deserves both. The couple gets a different, like, credibility symbol. It's like, yes, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see him talking bad about his woman or his relationship. We don't want him complaining or feeling frustrated. It's like, man, like, what does it say about your character? Like, every relationship benefits from her leadership. Every relationship benefits from supporting her to step into her power. And from there, the relationship will grow and can thrive in whole other dimensions because both of you can access a level of safety. Um, so I'm very curious. I think this topic is still gonna go a little while because noticing how it's almost like the feminine is a little shy around it. Um, because in one-on-one conversations, it's a very clear, oh yeah, like, this is what is needed. Um, and I want to invite you to feel into it. What is holding you back? In parallel, I am reading a book. It's called Men Who Hate Women and Women Who Love Them. And it is on the opposite spectrum of everything I just shared and said. And so I feel it is a book that is very eye-opening to seeing how systematically women are potentially kept small and don't even allow themselves to think in the other direction. It is, for me right now, it's heartbreaking to read it, and at the same time, it is the reality for many, many out there. And so I encourage, as men, as a woman, and as women, to have a look at this book. It is something that nobody really likes to talk about, but that's a standard conversation in a therapist's office. Um, and by hearing or reading about it, you will be better at hearing and spotting the signals out there when a friend shares with you, um, when your child, teenage self shares something with you. You want to spot the flags, and you want to help them find the vocabulary to address what is really going on and what's really happening. Mm. So I feel that we are living in we are living in a unique time. Everybody is always living in a unique time. But for us, the ability to even talk about these things, that is a very unique gift of this time and also of a very privileged group of people. The ability to even talk about women leading in relationships there's cultures where this is cannot even be spoken about. And there was a time when women were being burned, when women were burned for this. So, to embrace this and to really let it sink, like, ooh, where are you shying away from this topic versus where might this even be coming from? Because for the longest part on planet Earth in our consciousness, this was not a safe place to be. It was required to, diminish yourself and to shut up and to let things happen to you against your will in order to survive. And women's rights are already being removed here and there in small and in big steps. So the best time to reclaim your power, the best time to acknowledge your power, the best time to start in your home with your friends, with your partner, to explore how it feels in your body, to express your power, to say a bit more of your boundaries, to get to know the miracle that is in your body and the power that you have access to. The earlier, the better. I was watching a video on the Istanbul Conventions. Also highly recommend that for everybody living in the EU, but also for everybody living outside of the EU. The fact that we need something like Istanbul Conventions, because it is not a given, is scary. And again, like, things are being removed and taken away. So I was watching that Istanbul Conventions. It's the manuscript, the book that in the EU describes that there is structural abuse against women, particularly against women, and describes what is legally labeled as abuse. Because many women still carry in their head that certain forms of abuse are part of a marriage, which, if you get the vocabulary right and the definitions right, which are not taught in school, it helps seeing where are situations where you must elevate the situation for yourself and for your partner. He might also not be aware of some of the things that he is doing or taking for granted. So Istanbul Conventions, and the leader that was presenting and introducing it, she ended with a quote that touched me deeply, which was, "Tomorrow is not granted." And I feel that so much in the air. Like, I am a generation that was raised in all the liberty and all the privilege unheard of for anyone else in my lineage. And so to see how it is slowly fading away, I cannot let that happen. So I am walking around with my feminist shirt like never before. And I am here to empower women to lead in their relationships, because everybody benefits from that. Systems, communities, everybody benefits from a woman in her power and how she unites with other women, who are also in their body, in their mind, in their heart. So there's nothing against men. I'm just saying every relationship benefits from a strong woman. And from there, let's see where it goes. If you are interested, reach out. I would love to get this group program going. I will see how long it takes to find the right people. Meanwhile, I also encourage you to join relationship coaching. And if I look back at the last 6 years, there is a tendency, and I've always wondered, what is this? But there is a tendency that the clients that reach out to me are usually amazing women, accomplished, empowered, strong, confident. And they choose me as their coach, which I feel very honored by. And I also really want to thank the men that come along to that journey, because I always admire a man that chooses a strong woman by his side. And these are the kind of couples that I want to work with even more. So if any of this resonates with you, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Reach out, share, like. As you see, this is not like an optimized AI video. It's just me talking, moved by this day where I just feel like, wow, we have been there before. Like there have been women, even in our consciousness, that were sexually, emotionally, psychologically, intuitively in their power, and we burned them. And we are just getting a feel of what kind of woman that was. And it's like this generation is like the first that is able to connect with others on planet Earth. Let's not let this moment slip through our hands. We have learned how the world suffers when these women are not listened to. Let's work on our powers. The world needs you in your radiance.